What did you make, Sophie?
I made a Kringle.
Where is that from?
Well, Kringle is actually the official pastry of Wisconsin, but not many people in the U.S. outside of Wisconsin have heard of it or even tried one, so it's pretty region specific. And it's especially concentrated in Racine, Wisconsin, which is down near Milwaukee.
So it's from Wisconsin?
Not originally. This dessert comes from the Scandinavian region of the world, so the countries like Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark. And in the late 1800s, a large population of Danish immigrants brought the Kringle to Racine and have obviously done very well because Racine Danish Kringles is a really big Kringle brand in Wisconsin and all over. They can be shipped nationally.
How is the Kringle made?
Authentic Danish Kringle is made with up to 32 layers of the light and flaky dough that's in the middle, and it can be filled with a variety of toppings like different types of fruits or nuts. But the most common one to make or to have is almond flavored, which is the flavor that I attempted to make.
How long does it take to make?
True Kringles take up to 3 days to prepare from start to finish, but my recipe obviously did not take that long. So it shortened it quite a bit, so it's not identical to a Kringle you'd buy in the store or get in Denmark, and it was not as good tasting either.
What types of ingredients did you need to make the Kringle?
It's pretty simple in the amount of ingredients that you need. I only needed flour, water, butter, almond extract, and eggs for the actual Kringle, like the filling. And then for the frosting, I needed powdered sugar, heavy cream, butter, and the almond extract again. But if you use different flavors, you would flavor them differently and obviously need more ingredients.
So what was the first step of making your Kringle?
I had to make a crust similar to a pie crust, which I'd never done before, but it was basically just flour and butter, so that was pretty easy. And then I had to make the filling, which you did on the stove, and you started by boiling water and butter, which not many recipes start with. But after you combined all the flour and the other flavors and the eggs, that came into like sort of like a paste, and I put that over the crust and then baked that. But mine got a little burnt and crispy, but it was still okay. To make the frosting, I just had to add the butter and powdered sugar and the cream all together and whip it. Oh, and the extract. And then that makes a frosting like any typical frosting does. And then once the Kringle was out of the oven, I put the frosting on, and while it's still warm, so that the frosting would kind of melt, and then I put almonds, slivered almonds, on top, kind of as like a garnish. You didn't have to put it on there because I don't really add anything, but it looks nice then.
Is there usually a lot of frosting on the dessert?
There's not really a lot of frosting, but I mean, you can always add more.
Do Kringles normally look how yours turned out?
Not really. I mean, they're similar, but mine were kind of rectangular shaped, like you can see, and they're just two long ones. But traditional Kringles, like in Denmark, are an upside-down pretzel shape because Kringle, translated from Danish to English, actually means pretzel. And you can find the upside-down pretzel symbol at a lot of the bakeries there. And Kringles from Racine are usually in an oval shape because that's how they were adapted in America. So that's not a Danish thing, that's like an American thing.
Overall, how you did your recipe turn out, and would you make it again?
I would not really recommend making it, mostly because it didn't really taste like a Kringle that I'd had. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was a lot drier and less sweet than I normally make. It might have been because I only used half of the amount of filling that I actually made when I mixed it all together, because it looked like a lot, but I'm thinking that I probably should have used all of it because it was so dry. But I would recommend just buying one from a store, or you can order them online.